Thanks for joining St. George News at 8. I'm Scott Beadle. The Bryan Head Fire is now almost 50,000 acres, with containment dropping overnight as firefighters grappled with 30-mile-an-hour winds that fanned 100-foot flames. This morning, officials reported the fire at more than 49,000 acres, nearly 3,000 more than Monday evening, with just 9% containment. Red flag weather conditions will continue Wednesday with high temperatures, low humidity, and southwesterly winds expected throughout the week. Firefighters will continue monitoring and patrolling the fire perimeter near structures, ensuring that no hotspots remain. Now, this incident remains under investigation and no citations have been issued so far. A 2-year-old boy who died from a suspected vehicular heat stroke in Washington County on Saturday had been left in a family van for at least 6 hours as temperatures climbed to 105 degrees. Here's a closer look at the details.
Washington County Sheriff's Office deputies responded with emergency personnel to a residence in Winchester Hills after receiving a 911 call around 6:34 p.m. on Saturday, the 24th of June. The call was related to an unresponsive child. First responders arrived and unfortunately determined that the child was deceased. Several families were temporarily residing at the home while participating in the reunion events, which included more than 5 families and between 25 and 35 children. The 2-year-old child was a passenger of a coach-style van along with several other children, which was driven by a family member other than the child's parents. As the adult family members returned home, they noticed the child was not present and began searching the residence and surrounding areas. The child was then discovered by the father in the van. At the time of the child's discovery, it appears he had been in the vehicle for at least 6 hours based on the timeline established during the interviews and with witnesses and family members. Based on the initial stages of this investigation, you have multiple family members there with multiple kids sharing cousins, and the common theme was that, everybody had a little bit of everybody else's kids in the vehicle. Several people speculated, included some of the family members, and I think that that's what led to the conclusion that part of this taking place is that they, believed he was asleep and not necessarily in the van. So when you're moving a large amount of children, 35 kids, it's sometimes difficult to be able to track every one of their movement.
A 65-year-old man was arrested Saturday after he allegedly pulled a knife on a woman and her fiancé in a St. George Walmart parking lot, after which the woman's fiancé collapsed into a seizure. Late afternoon Saturday, police were dispatched to a weapon report at that Walmart. The woman reported that she and her fiancé had been walking on the sidewalk when a man, later identified as Michael Anthony Capuccio, pulled out a knife from a sheath on his hip and began to wave it around at them. After police were called, the woman's fiancé reportedly walked into Walmart and collapsed into a seizure. He was then taken to Dixie Regional Medical Center in St. George. Capuccio was arrested and transported to the Washington County Purgatory Correctional Facility. A 54-year-old man barricaded himself in an apartment last Thursday for over 7 hours after reportedly shooting a gun and threatening a family member. It happened at the Pasture Canyon Apartments in Coconino County, Arizona. Alan Lynch Jr. allegedly discharged a firearm during a domestic dispute. Police spent over 7 hours negotiating with Lynch and eventually used a robot to enter the apartment to take him into custody. Lynch was transported to Tuba City Regional Healthcare for evaluation, later booked into the Coconino County Jail. He faces charges including aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. A major development in the Senate today. After insisting that a vote would happen before the July 4th recess, a reversal from Republican leadership deciding to postpone that vote. Lana Zach has more from Washington.
A major reversal.
And we're delaying the process so that we can close those remaining issues.
Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says there will not be a vote on health care before July 4th.
We will not be on the bill this week, but we're still working toward getting at least 50 people in a comfortable place.
Just a few hours before, the Republican leadership was insisting that the Senate health care bill would go forward.
Well, I expect to have the support to get it done, and yes, we will vote this week.
The White House launched a full-court press, President Trump even meeting privately with one of the most vocal Republican critics, Senator Rand Paul, and inviting all Republican senators to huddle at the White House to discuss their concerns.
We're going to talk, and we're going to see what we can do. We're getting very close. But for the country, we have to have health care. And it can't be Obamacare, which is melting down.
But with the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office projecting the Senate plan would make 22 million more Americans uninsured over the next decade, 15 million more uninsured next year alone, it seems the bill couldn't withstand the growing pressure from Republican opponents. Democrats, meanwhile, have been united against the GOP health care bill.
This is not a bill of just paper and pencil. This is not just abstract numbers. These are real people.
But this isn't the end of the line for the Republican bill. McConnell says he plans to make edits and bring it back after Independence Day.
Chief Meteorologist Chris Summers has your Southern Utah forecast right after this.
The weather tonight is brought to you by AWI Networks, smarter internet.
And welcome back, everyone. A good Tuesday evening to you. More hot, dry weather out there late this afternoon. That's going to continue for the next couple of days. We want to take a look at a viewer photo that was sent into our website. Looking at some very blue sky out there. Also seeing that sun getting behind a few clouds. Also producing some of those rays behind those clouds as well. So some very nice conditions to see some beautiful pictures taken across parts of southern Utah. If you want to have your picture actually shown here, make sure you send it to us. We'll be happy to take it at our website, kcsg.com. Or also on Facebook or Twitter, and you can just do the hashtag or the pound sign at KCSG_TV. But more hot weather in the forecast here the next couple of days, along with the hot and dry conditions, and also those winds picking up once again for your Wednesday. A red flag warning goes back into effect for much of our area. Again, that includes much of southern Utah and a good portion of northern Arizona, as well as temperatures once again are going to be into the triple digits across much of our area. Here's your highs from today: 93 degrees. The high temperature Cedar City, 94 Enterprise, 102 Hurricane, 103 degrees. The high temperature today in St. George. Temperatures fall back into the mid-50s around Cedar City as we head into the overnight hours of tonight. Mainly clear skies, upper 60s to low 70s for St. George, Mesquite, and Hurricane. As we get to your Wednesday morning, then we'll see temperatures getting back in the low 90s. Not quite as warm as we saw today. Maybe just a couple degrees cooler, especially around Cedar City. Those winds will pick up, though. Southwest winds as high as 20 miles per hour, a high reaching about 91 degrees. And around St. George and southern Utah, then, yeah, we're going to still be in the triple digits, 102. Our high temperature, lots of sunshine expected. Again, west-southwest winds as high as 20 miles per hour. So sunny, dry, very warm with those gusty winds expected. Again, red flag warning in effect, and the big fire danger out there continues. So make sure that you are taking precautions in that area. Again, seeing those warm conditions continue even to the rest of the work week and into the weekend too. Really not a big change. May see temperatures drop a few degrees here and there, but no big cool down anytime soon across our area. So high pressure continues to be in our backyard, basically just down in parts of Arizona, and the high pressure is bringing that hot weather right back into not only Arizona but California, Nevada, and here in St. George as well. Try and get a little cooler air to come in. Some of that's getting into parts of northern California, but I don't think it's going to get quite here to southern Utah, though. It looks like it's going to stay in more northern parts of Nevada and northern parts of Utah over the next couple of days. But a little bit cooler tomorrow. Again, a couple degrees cooler, 91 degrees. Our high temperature Cedar City, 92 degrees Enterprise, plenty of sunshine. Still triple digits, though, from Hurricane to St. George, even Mesquite at 107 for our Wednesday. And our 7-day forecast in Cedar City does show temperatures low to mid 90s here as we get into the weekend. Even next week, still seeing those temperatures stay in the low 90s or so Monday and Tuesday in Cedar City. And as we get to St. George and southern Utah, again, temperatures triple digits. 102 here next couple of days, and then maybe by Friday, Saturday, get a little bit warmer, 105 or 106. And even next week, still seeing plenty of sunshine and dry weather continuing even into the middle part of next week. So 4th of July, just a week away on Tuesday, and looking like 108, the high temperature for 4th of July. So
yeah, not even below 70 on
No, we're not even
there.
looking for, even at night, sometimes you hope you cool down a little bit, but yeah, we're still going to be in the 70s here even overnight. So it looks like that's going to continue here the next several days for sure.
All right, thanks, Chris. We'll be back in a moment. A monster catch from the deep blue sea for TSA agents at Boston's Logan International Airport. Yeah, this 20-pound lobster was discovered in a passenger's luggage last Saturday. Officials say the lobster was found in a cooler and was alive and cooperated with the screening process before heading to its final destination. According to the TSA's website, a live lobster is allowed through security. It must be transported in a clear plastic spill-proof container.
Well, if you need to travel with lobster, I guess you can do it.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Thanks for watching.
We hope you have a great night.